Hey guys, welcome to Commuting with Birdie. I know it's been a minute on these as well. My lunch times, my everything has had to wait because I did not have a phone that had adequate storage. So, I've been thinking today on the brain. You know, that my two obsessions are the body and the brain. The body and the brain, and now the soul. After my memoir, my soul has finally healed enough to where I can take that into account too. But I feel as though first you have to master the body. Everyone says the mind, which you need your mind to master the body, but you can't master the mind until you've mastered the body. And here's what I mean by that. When you're in pain, when you have aches, when you're sick, it's very hard. When you don't feel good, it's very hard to feel okay. You know, it's hard to feel like you can grow because you're so focused on the body. Okay, so that's why it's so important to keep up with your health. You guys, being hot and looking good is a fringe benefit of working out, okay? It is a fringe benefit. It's what gets you in the door, but it's not what keeps you there, okay? If you're going to the gym only for that, to get hot, well then you're gonna be in and out of the gym every time you need a new boyfriend or a new anything, versus maintaining that, you know, your happy place in your own body. So, but you have to master your own body in that you want to feel good. And then you can begin to master the mind, because your physical body, go ahead, is what grounds us to this planet. Okay, you guys, I want you all to know really quick, as much as I seem to be very hoity-toity, or not hoity-toity at all. What's that word? I want to say hokey-pokey. Like, I'm not. I do believe in the holistic, but I'm a very much happy medium person. So I'm not all like hippie-ish, you know? I'm not going to look like a healer because I have ADHD. And so I just have too much energy to look like I'm calm. I've been working on it. But to master that energy, okay, so when you master your body, physical body has nothing to do with your internal system, your soul. Okay, this is what I call it. So your body is what you can touch, okay? What's in your mind is what you can think, you know, where you process everything. Then your soul is your inner state, your heart, your gut, you know, like what you feel is your soul, okay? And then there's the connection to the world. And that's the dance you do with people within the energy field. You know, you give a little, you take a little, that's the last thing you can master. So I'm going to say that there's 4 steps to mastering yourself first. And I really am hoping to write a course on this. I will write some books on this, stemming from my memoir. Because in my memoir, so far, everybody who has read it, the very, very select few that I have allowed to read it, it has made them, you feel everything that you never knew you could feel. I feel like I make you go through all the emotions. They're all my emotions, but because I wrote from such a raw place, as in like I literally took myself back there and as if it was happening. And oddly enough, through all of that, I kind of self-healed. So back to the thoughts on, okay, so you first have to master your physical body, okay? That way we're not always focused on that portion. Then once you have that mastered, then you can start working on your brain. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking about? What are your, are you challenging yourself mentally? Are you questioning things in life? Or are you just going with the crowd? You can begin to use your mind for the body. So if I have an ache and pain, now instead of being like, I have an ache and pain, I now go to my head and go, why do I have this ache and pain? How do I get rid of this ache and pain? Why does this keep happening to me? What can I do about it? You know, you are in charge of your own self. Nobody else is. And that's what parents are for. We're supposed to teach you to be in charge of your own self. We are taught to teach you to be independent, but not all parents are created equal. I being one of those. And actually, my kids are actually pretty well dang independent, but they had my parents. You know, my parents were, after my divorce, they took me and my kids in. And without them, my kids, without a doubt, would not have turned out as well as they have. So, yes. Okay. So parents are meant to teach you how, you need to take care of yourself. Nobody else is going to take care of you. Okay, so you have to learn how to take care of yourself, because then, well, what can you do? You can then help others teach them. Don't take care of them for them. Teach them how to take care of themselves. And you inspire them by doing that yourself. You know, you don't inspire somebody by just talking about it, right? You live it, and that inspires them to live in that same way. So when you start with yourself, your body, then the mind, then you can start with the soul and delineating, okay, what do I want to feed my soul? What doesn't feed my soul? And you can start making choices here versus because your body hurts or because you are overthinking. You're able to align it all together. So if you're familiar with alignment, okay, I know the generalities and the concepts, and I see it all. But knowing the exact names and the details, I am not familiar with. However, I do know that the chakras, the alignment, there's like 8 of them, I think, but it's all this way, which I see. But mine, because I want you to focus on the outer body first, getting to know your body, moving your body so that you stop hurting, so you feel good in your body too. So it's like the outer shell, then the brain then can control the body because you've mastered the body. So mastering the body on the outside is different than mastering like what they would call hungers or sins, like what our raw instincts are. And you can hone that when you're going from here versus a place of uncertainty. Like you'll know yourself. And so your decisions are based off of that. And then you're able to weigh, before you make a choice, you're able to weigh pretty quickly all the pros and cons. And you know what? I say do everything with a purpose. And sometimes a purpose is just recreation. A purpose that can be a purpose. Okay, you don't have to have, rest is a purpose. Okay, watching a TV show has a purpose, but when you make that one TV show turn into like 20, 30 and then the day's over, that's when you start to question, what did I do today? So whenever you make a choice, just be aware that you made the choice. Radical self-ownership is so important these days. I think we are so quick to blame, we're quick to judge, and nobody looks at themselves. That's all I do is I look at myself. And I think that I stemmed from growing up. I was the, not problem child, but I was the second child. And I was definitely the first one. Like I told all my sisters, okay, I have 5 sisters. I'm the second oldest. I told all my younger sisters, I said, I paved the way for you, okay? So if you sin, I paved the way because mom and dad had to deal with me first. So I got the brunt of their parenting in that way. And then what happens with parenting? You realize they're going to be okay. You did your best. They're going to be okay. So I turned out, okay. I won't speak for what others think, but I turned out okay. I did. I just lost my train of thought because I'm like, okay, so yes, but I would always internalize everything. And then it could also be with the ADHD, there's rejection, sensitivity, dysphoria. Y'all, that word. I think I have Alexis too. Dyslexia too. Okay. It's so weird. I'll be going fine, and then all of a sudden I start getting nervous because start overthinking. Oh my gosh, people are gonna be watching this video. Oh my gosh, I've already messed up. Oh my gosh, I'll never post this. And then I do anyway because I'm like, no, I have to stay consistent even if it's not perfect. And I need to stay consistent because I'll get better with consistency. So back to that. Okay, so today we just blame. And I feel like you can't really see the whole story until you know your own whole story. And that's hard for people to find. But yes, I do think it starts, your physical body grounds us to the earth. It reminds us why you're here. So when you get hungry, actually, you are brought back to here, okay? So, oh, that's right. Get out of my head. I'm hungry. Let's eat. I'm human. Because if you aren't grounded, I feel like it's very easy to just stay in your head and build this life that is just here, but you're never grounded, brought down to test your theories, if you will, like test your thoughts. So you can't just be thinking all the time. You have to apply. You can't just be doing the same thing. You need to cross-train your brain, cross-train your body, cross-train your, heart. And what I mean by that is being open to different people. Like you have your the parent-child relationship. You have the sibling relationship. You have friends. You have romantic relationships. But they're all different. They all test the heart differently. And so I think you need to realize that. You cross-train over all these different fields or genres of that word or emotion or, against all those different relationships. And then you can, because you know yourself so well, you can begin to learn them really well. And you learn how your heart tugs at different, same thing with your body. So if you're training and you're running, well, it's also good to maybe do biking so that you're just not jarring on those knees all the time. You want to cross train, you want to lift weights to make your body stronger. So you're not just this endurance freak. You also now have strength. You need to cross train your brain. You need to work. Right now, I play Elevate. It's a brain game. And I really, really, really like it. It makes me feel smarter, whether I am or not getting smarter. It makes me feel smart. That's all that matters. You need to feel that way. Because somebody can be smart, and if they don't feel smart, it doesn't matter. They don't think they're smart compared to everybody else. But even somebody like me, who may not be as smart as most, I feel smart a lot because I surprise myself. Because I try new things, and then when I succeed, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that. Check that out. So I think, I've segued. I don't even know where I was going with that. Okay, as a mom with ADHD, my poor kids. Are they that bad off, Here's how I look at parenting. The way my parents parented, you take everything into account to how they parented. What worked for me? What didn't I really like? What didn't make me feel good? What made me feel good? And then you take those, the ones that didn't, and get rid of them, or you apply them. However, until you have children, you really can't. You really literally just can't imagine how to apply your parenting's techniques to your own, because now you're not having, there's that, when you're raising your own kids, you finally realize what mom and dad had to do and go through and teach. And now you have your own. And so that's when you say, okay, what did I like? What did I not like? Some people are so scared not to try their own ways of parenting. They only parent exactly the way their parents did, not realizing, well, times are changing. Yes, there's always those solid values of like respect and those things. But as far as like a college education, my parents are all about that. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever they want to do, they can do. I have faith in my kids. I know education is great for backing up, but it also, if that's not their dream and they don't want to go, I'm not going to pay for it. Have my parents pay for it. Actually, my kids got FAFSA, so I was very fortunate with that. Because as a single mom, your kids get extra privileges. You don't make as much as you could as a double family or 2-income family. So and there's always ways, you guys. I don't care what your background is. I don't care how if you want something. If you want to do something, there's a way. There is a way. I promise you that there is a way. And if you don't think there's a way, you tell me what you want to do, and I will give you 10 ways to make it happen. And you can tell me which ones, would be good for you. But there's always a way. Yeah, you might have to work a little harder for it. Boop. Okay, I'll get over here. Okay, now I'm on the freeway. All right, so this one is 15 minutes long. I think it's like my longest one. But I am going to probably cut it because I'm in freeway traffic now. And okay, that's it. I know, y'all, I will get better. I promise. But just so you know, I repeat myself a lot. And the more I repeat myself, what happens in my brain is it solidifies. I reprocess it. I retest it. Every time I say it, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm preaching. Is it what I live? Because so many times, I'm so tired of the repetition. And you can tell those who are authentic and serious and really genuinely spreading a certain message because they felt it from experience versus, oh yeah, this sounds good. Let me teach this because it sounds good, And so then they're just dictating. They're just speaking from what they have read versus what they have felt. And I am very much, I speak from what I feel. And as much as, I'm a very, very emotional person. I think every ADHD person is. However, I don't let my emotions guide me. I still am very logical and think it through, but I do keep my feelings there. Like I allow them to be a part of the process. I mean, they're part of me, so I let them dictate, You know, they're a piece, they're part of the grouping. You know, there's so much you actually have to take into account when you're making a choice. It's not just here, it's not just your body, it's not just your soul. You have to take them all into account. They're all equally important. All right, that's it. Bye.